Morning, motivators. So we're back. I don't know if you noticed, we've changed the name of the show. It used to be Leadership Jam Session. Now we've changed it to HumanKInd, capital KIND, Jam Session. I'm going to do a series of videos, and I'm going to get a series of guests on the show to talk about just kind of a little bit more of what the world needs, a little bit of love, a little bit of kindness, and we're gonna, kind of dive deep into the human element of who we are. I mean, we'll probably talk about some leadership, but in the end, I mean, realistically, isn't being kind to each other part of leadership? Isn't that part of respect? Respecting each other is a huge piece of leadership. So I would say that humankind or leadership really do fit in either way. Moving forward, that's going to be kind of what we look at. I'm really looking forward to maybe getting Anthony Sanders on here and talking about with another command master chief about the religious aspect of being kind. He's an amazing human being, and I really look forward to getting him on board here and having that talk. So let me talk about some friends, right? I'm wearing my Once a Bulldog, Always a Bulldog t-shirt. You can tell the colors match my shirt from the Motivate with This page. So I went to Woodridge High School in near Akron, Ohio. It's a small town called Peninsula. And our colors are maroon and white. And I also go to Troy University, and ironically, the colors there are maroon and gray and white. So that's why you get the colors on Motivate that you get. But two Bulldogs that helped me with today's show. I'm going to talk with number one, Nick Pino. Nick was actually the guy strumming the guitar there and created that intro music for me. So shout out to Nick. Thanks, brother. I do appreciate that. It was really neat to build that opening montage. It's going to be kind of a work in progress for a little while, but thanks to Nick, I got my own intro music. I think you've made it when you have your own intro music. So thanks, Nick, for helping me get there along the way, brother. I do appreciate it. Let me introduce my guest for today. Tony Dash and I became friends, I think, in 1989, if I'm correctly, like real friends. We knew each other in school. I moved out of Cleveland and moved to a school out, like I said, a small town outside of Akron. And, it was one of those schools. I'm going to show some pictures. You'll get an idea how small our graduating class was. But it was one of those schools when you get there, you automatically are the outsider because, most of those people have been going to school together since kindergarten. And it's so small that they know each other's families, and half the folks there, their parents went to that school. In fact, I know I'm still in touch, thanks to social media, with many of my classmates whose kids are now graduating from Woodridge or have maybe kids in elementary school, grandkids in elementary school at this point. It's that kind of school. And then, me coming in there in 7th grade, it was a tough road to hoe because it's hard to get in. But after my freshman year, which was a tough one, thanks, Ben. Oh, sorry. Heather's here. Say hi, Heather.
Hello.
That was her. Anyway, coming into Woodridge is tough. It was just tough. It's like any other kid moving from school to school and trying to find friends. You bounce around from friend to friend. You have a tough growth period, and being the insecure animal I probably was when I was born, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade are tough enough. And Tony and I found a connection. We found a connection through basketball, really. I remember our friendship blossomed truly when, after my sophomore year, the coach sent Coach Lehman, who was on his way out the door, sent us both to basketball camp. Then we went to Pitt University of Pittsburgh. and went to basketball camp. And I guess a relationship was spawned that has lasted a lifetime. So I'm gonna bring Tony on, and we're gonna talk about some stuff. I want you to know something though. Tony is my oldest and my best friend. I've got some great friends, I really do, and I look forward to getting them all on. They're all unique people, and they're all from all walks of life. And again, this isn't to send a message. This isn't to talk about anything necessarily in particular, but it is to send a message about what it means to be adult, to be good people, to be good human beings, and to love each other. So I'm hoping that that's what you glean from my relationship with Tony. And I'm gonna do it. Heather gets mad at me when I do this shit, but I'm not here. Let me throw Tony on here. Hey, Tony, I'm sorry. I do have to use you as a prop, even though you're not, brother. The last fucking thing you are is a prop, man. So Tony is not a prop. He's not a token. He's not somebody that I'm putting up here because I'm some white boy wanting to look like, hey, look at me. I'm not racist. I got a black friend. That's not what this is about. And Heather told me I don't need to justify myself. And she's right. I don't. But there are keyboard warriors out there that live behind their world, and they want to say what they want to say. And I'm going to head those folks off at the pass, because they're just not the ones that you and I were talking about, brother, that are really making a positive impact on the world and making a change. So we're really not going to talk too much about that. Well, let's do that at the end. I really want to talk about our friendship. I want people to know about us, and kind of how we came to be so close. Do you have an early memory that you want to share? And sometimes kids do watch this show, so let's keep it clean. Because we did do some stuff in our high school years that we got away with. My wife is in the room.
Oh, so. We can't bleep that out, man. We got to bleep out.
No, we're live.
We are live. Cover it up.
We are live on Facebook and YouTube, man. So
all right, okay.
All right.
We'll keep it clean. A good one that I can. Well, I say this much. One of the things that I know that later part of the high school years that I knew that you and I were thick as thieves was because we ended up. I think it was our junior year. We ended up with the same car. 2 different colors. Okay. And we're going to school driving these Ford Escorts.
Yeah.
I had a black one. You had a tan one. Hold on a second, sweetie. And we had systems in them. And I knew that we were going to be friends forever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's one of the memories. I remember you coming in through the driveway, and then I'm coming in through the driveway, and then all of a sudden they're like, Shining Tony's here.
So we not only had the 12-inch subwoofers in the back, which, by the way, I now have a 1965 that has 12-inch subwoofers in the trunk. Right.
There you go.
I have 65 Mustang, not an Escort, because they didn't make them back then.
Right.
Although I probably would buy one if there was a classic Escort that they made in 1965. But we also had the corny ass boots on the windshield wipers with the fins and the double blades on them, just to soup up our Escorts and make them look cool.
We had a little bit of experience going on. it wasn't just the S model.
Man, my car didn't even have power steering.
Oh,
yeah, it was bad. But hey, we were driving,
right.
Most people can say so.
Yeah.
So I was telling a story last night, and it about us, and I'm gonna leave that one out, to protect the innocent. But I was telling somebody, our relationship really grew, not just through chasing girls as high school guys and playing basketball on the same team in high school, but through the summer we used to, and our parents both know this, I think, at this point. I know my mom does, and she's probably watching that. I would tell mom that I was staying at your house, and you would tell mom that you were staying at my house. And by the way, Tony's mom is my mom, and Tony still calls my mom. So and they let us get away with all kinds of stuff. So but we used to drive around. We knew which basketball courts in Akron had games going at what time, and we would drive from like Kaiser over to the one over. I don't even remember the names of them, but there were 3, 4, 5 basketball courts that we would bounce around, and some days we'd get 6 to 8 hours of basketball in.
Yeah, it was Lions Park was one of the other ones. Kaiser, Lions Park over in the center of the falls, and I don't remember the third one, but yeah.
And we get some pretty good ball in, and then we would go back to whoever's house or find a party somewhere and just do teenager stuff. And man, I think back on those times. They're some of the best times because you don't have as many worries. You don't think about anything except for kind of what are we doing today.
Right.
And so being adult really, I think it doesn't take away from those memories, and it doesn't create regret. I think if you look back at it in a good way, it actually it sharpens those memories and makes them that much more valuable, that much more near and dear. So let's see here. I have some stuff that I wanted to share. So I was talking about our graduating class. We'll just talk while the picture is up. I don't know if you can see it there, T. There, I circled your face. The guy hanging on your back there was one of our foreign exchange students.
Yeah.
And then I'm in the back. There, I don't know. I must have been in a bad mood that day. Hanging out in the back. But this is the size of our entire graduating class. And I literally can probably go through here and name just about everybody in that picture. But that was Woodridge back in 1992. I might be embarrassing some of these people by putting these old pictures up here. I hope I am. I hope you are watching and go ahead and comment in there and say, "Oh, thanks a lot, Iz. I appreciate you posting my picture." So, yeah.
Jeff Beatty said Valley Vista.
Valley Vista.
Yeah. Oh yes, Valley Vista Park. Yes, we used to go there all the time.
Yeah. Okay. So you ready for some embarrassment, brother?
Yeah, man.
I think this was our sophomore year. You ready? Okay. Remember Kid and Play?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who these guys are.
No, there must be aliens that said that they were Tony and Sean Isbell. That's what they said. I don't know any of those people.
I'll tell you what. And then this one brings back so many memories. Poor little Antoine's face got cut off there.
Yeah, I see it at the bottom. I see it on mine at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He that's all I got. That's it. That's the whole picture. And poor guy. your mom cut the picture off. So I think this is homecoming. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Might have been our junior year, maybe our sophomore year, but probably our junior year. And I know Debbie Kazmarski's in another photo, but I didn't put that one on here.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know who my date was. I don't know if it was Debbie or if it was you, because I have this photo.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. And then I have this one.
Yes. See, there it is.
You have got a great smile. You are an attractive man right there. I'm going to tell you. That's awesome, man. So I got a couple more. I'm going to share them in a minute, but
all right.
So what do you? I mean, since we're Bulldogs, I actually dug this out, man.
Oh my Lord!
I dug this out. Do you still have yours by any chance?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's mine. I never put my JV letter on it, but I still have it. It's in a book somewhere.
Right.
But I put this up on the Woodridge page and invited people to watch. I know Coach Guy was like, "Hey, I can't see the video," and it's because it's going live here in an hour and a half. So stay tuned.
Stay
And
tuned.
yeah, right. And I think about moving out of Cleveland, and I went to Brook Park. I went to school in Brook Park for a little while, and then I moved out to Akron, Cuyahoga Falls Peninsula area, and it ended up in Woodridge. And I think about how lucky we were to be at Woodridge. The school system itself, looking back on it, I had my own angst with certain teachers, of course, because that's just who we are as stupid teenagers. But I thought we were just so damn lucky to be at Woodridge. What are some of your thoughts on that school and kind of the opportunities it provided us?
Woodridge was a good school. It treated me well. Didn't have any issues. I started going there my 6th grade year. So I was there through middle school, all through high school. So they pretty much treated me well. Didn't really have any incidents with too many people. But it was a good school. I learned a lot. Educational system is good. So kudos to them.
Yeah. So I went back to visit, saw Coach Hardy, our basketball coach. And so for those watching, I still say, and even into his older years, as I was teasing him about his beard this morning, that Tony was, or maybe still is, I don't know. We haven't played basketball in a couple years, but he is one of the best basketball players I ever stepped foot on the court with. And you were an absolute phenom, man. You weren't a Bugsy Mogs by any stretch of the imagination, but you're about his height. So we got to compare that. It's probably why you're not in the NBA right now, because
right.
You weren't 6 foot tall, but I am. I'm 6'2", and I'm in the Navy because I'm just not that talented. So I admit it, right? All of us in the Navy, by the way, all the guys that play ball, at the gym, they're the greatest basketball players that ever came out of their high school. Just ask them. I'm telling you, man.
Right.
But you truly were one of the best basketball players that came out of that school. You were a young, talented guy, and it was an honor to play ball with you, man.
Thank you.
So, and then I went back a couple years later, and you walked into an open gym with a group of guys and then just destroyed us the whole freaking time. And I'm thinking, what happened to team unity? This guy walks in with a bunch of ringers and kicks our ass all night long. It was bullshit.
Oh man, I just came to play, man. I didn't bring nobody.
You came to kick our ass.
I was just looking for a gym, and whoever was in there, if I had 5 people on the other side, I was good to go.
Oh man, too good, too fun. So let me get to oh yeah, look at that hair. Thanks, Liz. Appreciate you. She's teasing me about my hair. So back to some more photos. This is Tony and I. I mean, it's funny, Tony. I had to dig up photos, man.
Oh my gosh.
Even with us being around each other as much as we were, we didn't take. I mean, it wasn't the decade of selfies. So you had to be around somebody who had some big, gigantic Pentax 35 millimeter camera that was ready to take a photo.
Right. So and you had to find them and have them send it to you. Because this one here, this was our senior year.
This is senior prom.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's me being a good boy. So my mom should be proud. I'm using my napkin, not my sleeve. But yeah, that's senior prom. And then we graduated high school and kind of kicked around for a little while. We might not have graduated yet. This was Easter Sunday, where we were working at the Holiday Inn at receptions. Do you remember this?
Yes.
That was a long day.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, I forgot about that. Oh man, you bringing back memories now, man. We was doing the Holiday Inn work.
Yeah. That place still standing, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
My mom lives over by there now. And then I actually had to the last photo we took really wasn't all that flattering of either one of us. So I went back in the machine here, and this is not 2009.
Good Lord.
When I came back to visit from for Christmas. This is before I went to Afghanistan and lost 40 pounds. I was kind of a it was more about bulk than it was about cut back
Yeah.
then. Yeah, big round face.
Yeah, I think I got your 40 pounds there that you lost.
I lost them. You found it.
That's what friends are for, right?
Yeah, that's what it's about. So I was looking for the pictures from when I got back from Afghanistan and reenlisted, and that's I don't know if I ever really appreciated our friendship. I don't know if I realized how. I mean, I always knew you were important to me, and but I come home just for the audience. I came home from Afghanistan, and I was lucky enough to go down to Progressive Field and reenlist behind home plate before the game. And God bless my wife. She was watching you as much as she was watching me. And Heather says, Tony's really, really proud of you. And and I think that our love for each other kind of translates into that. Is that we're proud for each other. I've watched you do all kinds of stuff in your lifetime. You've had businesses, and you make it work. You make your life go. And we talk often about different dreams and things we'd like to do. And I admire you as much as you admire me, brother. And
yes.
So Heather pointed that out to me when I reenlisted there, and I think that moment was when I realized, regardless of our differences that we've had in the past, just so everybody know, Tony and I truly are brothers. In high school, we actually got into a fight that the high school football coach had to break up. I think that was probably a little bit more jealousy of each other than it was anything else. I don't even remember what the fight was about.
Right.
But it's been going on 30 some years, 32, 33 years that, we've been brothers. And, the world really needs a lot more focusing in on these things, and I will start to delve into it now that we're 22 minutes into the show. This last year has been tough. It's been tough for everybody. I don't care who you are. It's made everyone do a little bit of self-reflecting. And you were talking about how before the show we were chatting, and you were talking about how we're all the same. We're not different. In fact, we're more the same than we are different. I think, and I'm not a big LeBron James fan, but I will quote him here. He said it's about 1/8 of an inch, which is the thickness of our skin. It's 1/8 of an inch. That's it. That's all it is. I think that's a brilliant statement. That's all that divides us, and it only divides us if it allows us to. So, do you want to expound on that the way you were before? I'd love to hear your take on it, man.
Yeah, what we were talking about earlier, I was basically saying that what people see is basically just the outer shell of an individual. But on the inside, we're all the same. We have the same organs. We all bleed the same. And everyone wakes up in the morning, puts their pants on the same way, one leg at a time. We're all, and the key thing is that we're all human. But the only way that we can surpass any kind of racism in this world is there literally has to be a generation that says, okay, I'm going to teach my kids that everyone on the face of the earth is equal. They're human beings. They should be treated like human beings. They should have respect for one another, as well as they should want to receive respect. Um, but that's what's going to have to happen, because if we continue to let people say, hey, you know what, that person over there is different, that's a token, that's a coon, anything else for any other nationality or race out there, it's just name calling. It's just a word that tries to give a definition of someone. But truly, we're all the same. I know that if somebody was on operating table, and they needed some organs, and I'm a great DNA match. I guarantee you the first thing that they don't ask the question of is, what color is he? They want that organ so they can continue to live. And and I don't sit there and say, hey, what color are you going to give this to? No, you give it to someone that needs help, and I don't care what color they are, what race, nationality. But it's a lot that has to go into it. I mean, people really have to understand that we're all human, and that's the key thing.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's kind of, I told you this shit's frustrated me, man. It's frustrated the shit out of me because this is the first time I think you and I have actually had that kind of talk. I want everyone to know this. I want everyone to understand that Tony and I don't talk about it.
No.
Because it's not something you have to talk about.
Nope.
At least not with me, right? Not in my world, and not in your world. And we've never seen each other as well. I mean, I'm sure there's been jokes between us, that are loving and not racist, but I'm the white boy and you're not. But there's never been an evil word between the two of us, and it's never really been that kind of it's never really just been part of the equation. And the world's I'm an idealist, I guess. We just don't live in that world, man. We don't.
Right. And you're right. I mean, there's no separation. I mean, basically, you sit here and people say, "Hell, you know what? You got a table here. Half of this here is this people, these other half is over here, and that's how it is." No, it's not. In your world and my world, there's a table, and we're there no matter what. That whole table is ours.
Yeah.
It's not this part is yours, this part is mine. You need to talk to him. You need to stay over there. You don't come across here. Da, da, da. You don't say this. You don't do that. No, I mean we're all equal. That's how I see you. I mean, we can all go through life and succeed in certain situations and be better than that person. But still, at the end of the day, no matter you being in the Navy for the years that you've been in there, and I had businesses as much as I've had, there's no difference. We still go live our lives the way that we need to provide for our families as well as for ourselves. And that's the path that you chose because that's what you wanted to do, and you did a great job, and you're still doing a great job at it. And we're still human at the end of the day.
Yeah. And you're my brother at the end of the day.
You are my brother. You will always be my brother, no matter what. So
it's just a big love fest in here.
Yeah. We love you too, Heather.
We love you too.
I hope Kelly's listening because we love her too.
She's not here, man. She's at work somewhere. She took off this morning, and I came downstairs, and I thought that I was gonna be able to have this session without my screaming 7-year-old, but she's in the living room, got my iPad now, so she's kind of quiet. So
we miss her. We really hope to get back to Akron soon so we can visit and get to see my niece.
Yeah, we're gonna get some time when we start able to travel and not go through all this crap. We're gonna come and see you guys up there too, because I want to see the new house and stuff, man.
Yeah, brother, come on down. Come on.
Yep.
Virginia Beach is close.
Yeah, we'll get you on the sand. I know you like to go out on the beach, so
yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. It's been awesome having you on, and I just wanted to. It's weird, because I got Ron too. He's my best friend in the world, and I got Tony, and who's also my best friend in the world, and I can go on and on of all these good friends I have. Randy Reed, Al Mallory, and Mark Hovan, and on and on. And a lot of these guys are Navy guys, but Tony is the one that's outside the Navy, and he's the guy that I really should have had on a little bit sooner. And I'm mad at myself. I am, T. I'm mad because I hesitated. I balked because of the social justice warrior bullshit. And and I shouldn't have, man. But I'm a transparent leader too, and I own it. I own it when I think I've done something wrong, even if Heather doesn't think I've done something wrong. So, I love you, and I was just really honored to be able to get you on here and just have this chat, man. It's great to have you on here.
I love you too, and it was my honor to be on this thing with you. And if you ever want me on again, just give me a shout. I'll be on there as many times as you need.
Well, I will say this, and we've tried, right? I had Coach Hardy on the hook. He disappeared on me. And then, Brian Usolowski said maybe. And, I was going to reach out to guys like maybe Mike Hutzler and a couple of the other guys. And we know we can get crazy ass Jack on here. Just be that guy that we got to mute all the time because he's going to
or just bring him on for the last 5 minutes because that's all he needs is 5 minutes to let everybody else know what kind of a nuthead he is.
Yeah, so I'd love to do a reunion with the basketball team, man. The team that should have done better. I think we went 12-8, and we should have been more like 17-3.
Yeah,
and but we're heroes in our own story, so it is what it is. And if we can do that, that would be fantastic because Coach Hardy, all in his own right, is a show. He's a great guy. He's got a great big heart, and he cares about all the students that have gone through Woodridge over the last 20 or 30 years. So he's good people.
Nice.
All right, man. Stick around. We'll talk after I log off here. Okay.
All right, brother. I'll be here.
Hey, motivators, just wanted to kind of share that. I just a peek into kind of how I see things. I think it was the best way for me to tackle this conversation, I think, and show you that everything needs to start with love. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, faith, hope, and love. Greatest of these is love, is what drives me and drives Heather. It's how we carry out our lives. We don't really care who you love, so long as you love. We don't care what you look like, so long as you love. We don't care, how tall, short, skinny, fat, what shape you are, what color you are, what religion you are, what gender you are. We just don't care. We just love people, and people is the driving force behind everything. And that's really why Motivate exists, to get to each other, to motivate each other, to love each other, to find a better place in the world. So remember that glass isn't half empty. It's not half full. It's just waiting to be refilled. Get out. Hey, I love you. I mean it. Get out. Motivate.